in this problem, we have to find top k frequent elements in a given array. You are given an array of different numbers. You have to count how many times each element occurs, and you have to return the top k of that. And you see a heap here, so we will be use some different kind of heap in order to solve this problem. So let's see. And here we have to use a kind of n log n algorithm, and this explicitly mentioned in the problem. So let's read the problem first. So you can see it says that must be better than n log n. So let's try. So what we can do, we can try a few approaches. One of them would be to sort the array. So in this case it's already sorted, but it may not be the case. So once we have sorted, what we will do, we will pick the first element and go to next until we find a different element. So these are the indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we reach at 3, we see a different element. So we subtract 0 from 3 and we put count of 1 is 3. Next, this is the new value. Let's call it x. Here x was 1. Now once we find a new value, that will be the new value. And this is the initial index, that is 3. Again, go to next element, same as x. Go to next element, different from x. So subtract 3 from 5. So we get 2. So count of 2 is 2. Now this becomes x. But this is the last element, and last element will we will never find a different element. So what we will do, whatever was the x, put here in the map. So it was 3, and whatever was the last position. So we are resetting the position when we find a new element. So position is also 5 and x is also 5. So n minus 5. So if n is the size of this array. So this is just a way of maintaining the counter. You can do in multiple ways. So I did it using sorting. So I can sort it and then take another on time to keep this count. Another would be that you keep a map and put this in the map. So whatever is the value of this 1, increment that by 1. So first time it will be 0, we will increment it to 1. Next time again in the map we will check what is 1 and we will increment it. So now the count will become 2, next it will become 3. And even if it's in non-sorted order, this the formula using map would work for counting the number of elements. And here if we sort it, then we can save some space, and we will see how. So the idea here is that you keep element and their counts, and you make a priority queue out of that, where this count will be used as the priority. So whichever elements count is more, that will be of top priority. So that will be at the top of the heap. So if you make a heap like that, it will be 1, 3 in the top if it's a max heap. And then 2, 2 will be here and 3, 1 will be here. So this second element or the count is the priority. So what we will do, k is 2. So we pop from the top. So we get 1, 3. So first element is the actual key and second is the count. So we add this key into our result. And we decrement k to 1. So one more required. So when we pop this, one of these will be promoted here. So whichever is larger. So now after one pop, this heap will become 2, 2 and 3, 1. Again we will call it stop and then pop. So again the key is 2. So we put 2 here. And now k becomes 0. So we stop and we return this value. So if we use a unordered map to find the count, we will take another extra space. In the worst case, we may have unique elements. So in that case, we may have a map of size n, where first key will be the element and value will be the count of that element. So that is extra space. And from this map, we will be putting elements into a queue. But if we sort it, this original array, then we have not taken any extra space. We have sorted it in place. So now it becomes 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. And when we are iterating through this array itself, the sorted array, so we are finding the count in runtime. So we keep the first element as the x and when we find a different element, we put this key x and the corresponding count, which is this index minus this index, which will be the count, directly into this priority queue. So we just need the space for this priority queue. We don't need this extra space. So there is a trade-off for each. We will try to use both of these methods. I will implement both of these in C++, and then in Java and Python we will continue with one of the methods. So we are given that we don't need to worry about some of the edge cases. K is always valid and k is more than or equal to 1. So if k is at least 1, then this cannot be empty. So no need to add a case for when nums is empty, what to do. It's always valid and k is more than or equal to 1. So we need to just check if k is equal to nums.size. Then also it will be valid. So when k can be equal to nums.size? Only when all the elements are unique and the count of each is 1. In that case, just return nums. You don't need to add this. Even if you don't add, it will again keep track of a count, but we will do some unnecessary processing. Each element will have a count of 1. So there is no need for that. You can return straight away. Then we will have our result, which is of type vector of int. So first we will use that without map. So what we will do, we will sort it. nums.begin, nums.end. So this is now sorted. Now we will run our loop. So let's initialize x equal to nums 0. The new index, the first time we encounter a new element in this sorted list, we put that into the x. Initially it will be the first element. Then take a few more variables. Let's store the size of this nums in m, nums.size, and the index of this x. So it will be in sync with this. So if x is nums 0, index will be let's call it position equal to 0. When x becomes nums I, this position will become I. So these are in sync. Now what we will do, if nums I not equal to x, then we have to do something, otherwise we will continue. Then let's create a priority queue. Let's create it here. It will be a priority queue of a pair. First element will be the element itself, and the second will be the count. So in a way we are not saving space. So I said that if we don't use map, we are saving the space which is taken by map. We are directly inserting into the priority queue. But if we are directly inserting that into the priority queue elements will have two things: key and their count. But if we use a map, we can skip this step. We can make a priority queue of just the actual elements, and we don't need to carry forward this count. We can always look into the map, what is the count of this. So in essence, we are using similar space, and let's implement it. We will run through it and see whether we see any difference in space or not. So it looks like there will not be any difference. And then we will provide a comparator. So here the comparator is the second element. So let's define it. Second element is the count. So this is the count I minus position, and this is the previous element. Now we have a different element. So x equal to nums I and position equal to I. And for the last element, we will never find a different element, so we will always push that. Now it's in the priority queue. You can do one more optimization here. We have put all the n elements, all the n unique elements, keys into the priority queue. But we can add a check here that if the priority queue size is of length k, then pop the element before inserting the new one. So that way you in this priority queue can be of the order of, will be always of size k. It will be in the beginning 1, 2, 3, 4 size, then once it reaches k, it will never go beyond that. So next element insertion or removal from this would be log k instead of log n, but that should not make too much of difference. For simplicity, I am skipping that check, although that is a trivial check. You can try with that. Now what we will do, we will put it into the result. We will pop this priority queue k times and put that into the result. Okay, so this priority queue is a pair, so we will push the first element. And this looks like it works, so let's submit. And the solution is accepted. Now what we will do, we will use our map. So let's comment this part. And add a map here, and we will not be sorting it. So this creates a map from the elements and it keeps track of count. Now what we need to do, so we are keeping this priority queue of pair. It does not need to be. It can be just int, and in the comparator we will pass 2 ints, and here we can, instead of this, we can pass this counts A less than counts B, and we can make this just int. So that will also work. This pair is not required since now we have the map. So in essence, we are using the same space, or we are saving slightly some space. Here we were using 2 ints, only 2 ints. So if there are n elements and all are distinct, we will use 2n ints. But here the map itself is 2 ints, so 2n, and this another int in priority queue. So there will be slight difference. Now this should remain the same, the rest of the code. And again it works, so let's submit. and this solution is accepted. So this is 13.9 MB. So I will not go through it. You can try compare the space of different approaches. You can also now that you have this map, you can get rid of this pair from this priority queue, and that will work provided you update this CMP function. Now we will write this in Java. And we will be using the map based solution. Let's go ahead with one of those. Counts dot put. The first time we put it, the element may be absent. The first time we are putting, the element will be absent. So this is the key x, and its count will be counts dot get or default. So if this is absent, use a default value. If it's present, then use that. And either it's the actual count or 0, add 1 to it, and that will create the map. And this comparator we will put inside this priority queue itself. And we will pass the comparator, which is tech A and B, and then here you can see that we have removed the pair since we did not need that, and counts dot get A minus, or it will be rather B minus A, and then there is some indentation issue somewhere. Now it's okay. And the solution is accepted. Finally, we will do it in Python. Here it will be even simpler. So if k is equal to len of nums, the same logic, So here we will use the counter and it will return a dictionary with elements and their counts. So dictionary is built, and then we will use a ready-made function. So this denotes pick the n largest elements from a heap, and here we need to pass an iterable. So we will pass the keys of this counts. So counts.keys. So this is a list of keys now, and it will pick the k largest from that, and you need to provide an optional key parameter which will be called on each of these elements. So it should take one argument, and that function is counts.get, the same function that we used in Java. So this function will be called on each element of this iterable in order to compare. So whichever is larger, obviously whose count will be larger will be more, and based on that it will return the n largest element from this iterable. So it's acting as a max heap for this case. And the Python solution is also accepted.